Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes, this is Spirit Journey, and today is August 1st, 2019, and the time is, well, it's after 2 p.m. I hope your day is going well. I'm just here with family, and I was watching a really wonderful video on YouTube. I was watching it with family, and I watched this first video about Sudan and all the pyramids that they had there. And I was really excited about watching it. And then after that, the next video that was watched was about Mecca and about this researcher's question on the direction of what direction do you pray at? And according to his research, like he showed like the first 100 years of Islam, that what direction, with all the mosques, what direction does it face? Because in Islam you're supposed to pray in a particular direction, and in particular to Mecca. And it's believed that Mecca is like the homeland of the Prophet Muhammad. And so all prayers go to Mecca, where the Kaaba is. But this one researcher, according to this video, suggests, because all the early mosques for Islam, that they all point, like he found the different places of worship, what direction that they all faced. And so when you gather all of them that have survived these, was it 1500 or 1600 years, let's see where they all merge. And where he saw where they merged was the place called Petra. Petra, I believe, is in Jordan. It's in a valley. It's like the pathway to it. There are two entrances, and it's like two valleys, and in between the valleys a path, and it leads into like a wall, and it's like this pinkish color stone mountain or cliff, and it's carved into a building. It looks absolutely beautiful. So I thought this was really interesting, that here you have a religion, and the early traditions that was followed the first 100 years of the creation of Islam, all the places of worships, that it shows that it's pointing in a particular direction. It wasn't pointing to like Jerusalem. It wasn't pointing to Mecca. That the earliest surviving places of worship of Islam all seem to converge to that one spot called Petra in Jordan. And I said, wow. So here you have, excuse me, so here you have people, about 1 billion people. Yes, how you doing? No, I'm not Muslim, not at all. Not at all. I used to follow Christianity, and about 3 years ago, I had officially denounced Christianity. But this video is not about poo-pooing anybody's religion. If a religion, a tradition serves you, you serve it. If it edifies you, if it makes you as an individual a better person, go for it. But this video is just about how someone could do something like modern day Islam. That's a good question. I appreciate you asking that question. But modern day Islam all faces Mecca, all the newer places of worship. And I thought this is really something, how initially you're facing one direction and then another. So this researcher was examining, how did this happen? Where was this switch? And this seemed to occur, according to this researcher, that you had a, oh, so this individual, there was a civil war, like a war. And like the first major war is really under the Prophet Muhammad, which initiated um, the growth, or the initiation of the Islamic faith. And then the second one came some years later, this big transition. And that new transition, that war, uh, determined the new place of worship. But what got me to really, excuse me, to really do this video, like they showed pictures of Mecca, and they showed this aerial view of Mecca, and that next to Mecca they have these gigantic modern high-rise buildings. It was awesome, awesome, awesome. I was like, wow. And so I watched them walk around what they call the Kaaba, which is in Mecca. Okay, now why this interests me, when I was watching the men walk around the Kaaba, which is in Mecca. Okay, it's like a building. The building is made out of granite. Granite is a very, very, very hard stone. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the, yeah. It's a very, very hard stone. And one thing with, I mean, it's like just a few densities less than diamond. Okay, so this is really hard. Okay, diamond is the hardest known substance on this planet. So this Kaaba, and the Kaaba is this that it looks like a cube, a giant cube. And people who follow Islam, it is commanded of followers of Islam to make what they call a Hajj, like a trip to this black cube called the Kaaba, and to encircle it. I don't know how many times they have to circle it, but they literally walk around this big structure. And this structure is an ancient structure. It was established before Islam. It's much older. It's an ancient site. Okay. And so I started saying to myself, wow, look at the direction they're going. When they showed it, the people walk counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. And why I think that's important. Okay. I was in the military, and I had to learn about mechanical stuff and electronics. Okay. Like basic electricity. And so to help you remember certain things, they have this thing, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Okay. And so that rhyme could help you remember when you have to turn something to pull it off or to put it on. Okay. If something is lefty loosey, to unloose. Okay. Get this. This serves as a like opening a door. Because if it's being turned to the left rather to the right, counterclockwise, that means that something is loosening and opening. So it's like a vortex, a portal. And a portal is being opened during the Hajj. You have millions and millions of people. Yes, I pray towards the east, to the, okay. Thank you for sharing that. But yes, so a portal is being opened, and you have people of one mind praying to the Kaaba. And inside the Kaaba, get this, there's a giant rock, and this rock was originally in another location. And it is believed that this rock was carried from Petra in Jordan and then carried over to Mecca. Okay, now I don't know whether that's true, but that's what was believed according to this researcher. So, either way, that the energies of the people with this rock, because inside, very few people have an opportunity to actually go inside the Kaaba. Very few. You're to go circle, walk around it counterclockwise, mean lefty loosey, okay, opening up the portal, and all your intention, all your energy, and this is a key thing, it's about energy. And the energy, for whatever reason, was to be pulled away from Petra, and the new followers wanted the focal point of worship to go to Mecca. And so all that energy and the rock, and this is a black rock, and there is a hole in the wall of the Kaaba. Okay? The Kaaba is that the outside wall of this structure is granite, and it's a like a dark grayish black color. Okay, and then you have like a curtain that goes around it. If you pull off the curtain, it's that solid, the wall of granite. Okay, and then inside of that, the granite walls is the large stone.
Oh.
Yeah, and this large stone. Sorry. Yeah, this yeah, we took the mail.
Isolation, huh?
Oh, yeah, I was just doing a video. Oh, the mail came. Oh, more mail came.
What?
Yeah, I see. Okay, the mail came.
Yes. it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
came.
yeah.
You gonna stay here?
Yeah, I'm almost done. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm sorry. So this rock inside the Kaaba is a giant rock, and part of the wall of the exterior of this granite, it has like a little hole, so you could see this rock, and I kid you not, but what's surrounding the rock is like the dimensions look something um, like 2 feet high or something. It's not all that big, maybe a foot and a half. It's just tall, but it's in the shape. It's made out of, looks like sterling silver, okay, and it looks okay. I want to be as tactful as possible, but it looks like the female anatomy, down below, and then there's in this anatomy this shape, an opening that would be the vaginal canal, and what the pilgrimages do is to kiss the rock, thus kissing the private part. Okay, so all this thing, so it's a ritual. It is a ritual what's going on. So they're building up the vortex, they're building up the energy, and it's intensifying, okay? And then they kiss the vagina, the woman's anatomy, okay? So what is that? It's worship, and it's feeding into something else. So it seems like the religion is something, the true essence of the outcome of the worship of this faith system is about generating energy. And it's almost like it seems almost like an orgy, so to speak, because you have the focal point, and the focal point of the going around this Kaaba. It's like a cube, a giant cube made out of granite. And I think granite also, I don't know for certain, but granite may be some type of conductor of energy slash electricity slash current, and it's feeding into something else. Prayer in general is about directing your attention on something slash someone. All the major religions. And you notice also with the buildings, regardless of religion, the major Abrahamic religions, so that includes Islam, Judaism, Christianity, and even other religions, major religions in Asia. What do they have of their place of worship? An antenna. You notice it goes like in a point, okay? It goes in a point, and it reaches to the sky. That's an antenna. It focuses and is able to send up your prayer slash energy slash communication over to some other place. So I'm thinking that all this about religions, the major religions, is really about feeding some place. We're almost like batteries. Batteries. We're sitting, we're being, some places are being forced to worship a certain way. And it's like, I ask myself, why this, what would happen if you pray to somewhere else? What would happen if you change location? Why was this worship from Petra moved over to Mecca? Why? These are very important questions to ask. And all these other videos that I was watching today with family about like the ancient sites in Sudan, modern day Sudan. In fact, there's more, pyramids in Sudan than in Egypt. And this video that I saw, it talks about that these people were black people. But my contention with that other video on Sudan, it seemed to be implying that, okay, yes, Sudan is a black place, and the ancient pyramids in Sudan, yes, they were black, but it's suggesting that the ancient pyramids of Egypt, that those people were not black. And so that I have a problem with, because I have gone to Egypt and I have seen the pyramids there. I went to the Cairo Museum and I saw what the people looked like. And those people were not white. They were not Europeans. They didn't have like these beards and stuff like that and long straight hair. These were African, what we call African looking people. So you have to also be careful about the implications of some of the European or white American researches on the subjects of ancient Egypt or Sudan, and that how they want to psychologically make you think that certain people were something else. Or as you see in history with the story about Mecca and Petra, how they change the direction of the direction of worship from one location to another with really no real explanation why. So it seems like many of the religions, I think these Abrahamic religions, they keep changing. They're being hijacked. Religions are being hijacked, and they're changing belief for whatever reason. So for me, I believe that people are trying to get power over us. They want to take your power and channel it for their own purposes. And it's not on the benefit of the indigenous people. Okay. So that's basically what I want to talk about today. I was just really, really excited about watching this video on uh, about the direction of the prayers that are being done in the Islamic world, how such a major religion and how it could change. And they also talked about the books, you know, the Quran, and how like they had at one point five books, you know, five Qurans, and then at one point that that someone was trying to destroy uh, the Quran, and that's why you only had maybe five left. And so why? Why is that each time when they went to that the Quran had changed, and each time they changed, they added new information, and so now it's like really big. Okay, so if this compilation of the Quran changed over time, and also changed the word we call Petra into Mecca. Like at one point, Mecca wasn't in the Quran. So, but over time, it got introduced. So this is just food for thought. This video is not about um, taking away from the religion in any way, but just to add insight that what direction you pray to, we take it for granted that the people that control the religion are telling you the right direction. What are the implications to pray in a different location from rather than facing Petra, that they're praying to Mecca? What are the implications? Are you still going to go to heaven or not? What is the consequences if you find out that the direction for prayers have been changed and you're facing the wrong direction? And then you ask yourself, why was it changed? Okay, so this is food for thought, and I thank you for listening. And yeah, so each one teach one, and do your own research why this might have changed and about your paradigm system of any faith system that you currently adhere to. Start asking yourself questions. What's going on? And when did a particular thing might have changed in your faith system? Okay? So I thank you for watching, and keep on exploring out there like I want to keep on doing. So, bye-bye.